All right. So we have so we had the previous week's low and high didn't get split. We have this current week. So as Adrian mentioned, it will probably sell first and take out these lows and then start buying. We're currently in a weekly order block. So if we fib that move up, I think it was up there. Is probably maybe pull back to the 78 or even the 88. This candle has no wick on the top or the bottom. So so then it might come to the 78, I mean to the 88 possibly, which is about what's that, 760 pips, I think. So it's probably, yeah, it's definitely probably gonna sweep the low, sweep these lows first, and then push up to the top. So I would definitely be expecting a pullback, but you're in this order block, so it may push back down to this zone right here from the body to the wicks and then start pushing back up. Based on the daily, there's a daily demand zone. So maybe it'll push down there and you're in a daily order block. So maybe it'll push down here, but there's also a demand zone right here. Since technically this has not really, well, it did break structure. It did break this internal. But yeah, it is looking like a little head and shoulders. So it may come back to this demand zone or come back to this key level right here. One of the two. That's where I would be looking for the buy.
Yeah, it's consolidating now, huh?
I definitely would wait. Well, you had a daily bearish order block, right? Price pulled up, but then really didn't do anything. Maybe because there was it was a news day on Friday. So I would definitely, so it's going to either do one or two things. It's going to create it and maybe a double top and then come down, or it's just going to keep selling to this zone and then back up to, there's this supply zone that's up here. This daily supply zone. But yep, I would definitely wait for it to either, I mean, I know you said you're going to sell it. Wait a minute, hold on, because this broke. This was a pretty much a change of character here and here. Yeah, I think it's still going to buy, like at some point. But you're right, it is selling down for now.
Okay.
Selling down to then, I think push back up.
And Kim, remember last week I was telling you, I don't know if it was last week or maybe a week before that, that I was studying the Fibonacci.
The fib, uh-huh.
Yeah. Can I send you a video whenever you have time?
Mhm.
Look forward and give me your honest opinion because
Okay.
it's what I'm doing. I just need your honest opinion because I may be
Okay.
doing too much. But
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna,
Yep,
yeah.
you can send it to me.
Okay.
Where I am right now, I have, before I go back home, I have a whole hour and a 45-minute drive, so I can definitely
Okay, good. I'm gonna
listen.
send it to you.
Okay. So you asked, was the cell the retracement? So the cell is kind of the it is the retracement. It's kind of the retracement because, and I say kind of because price has you had a change of character here, right? And then it broke this swing here. So, and that is why I say if you buy it, you have to at least buy it up to, I wouldn't say that it's going to go higher because I don't know yet. Because of the change of character, price may buy up to here, give a double top or sweep the high and then sell some more because of this change of character. So, um, so if I fibbed the move down, right? Fibbed all the way here. Price pull back to premium. Did it tap? It didn't tap that demand zone. So, so price can come back here. It can come back here, sweep this high in the sell, or come all the way back up to, and hold on, this was the first move right here. So that was the first move. And as you can see, price went here. Oh no, that wasn't the first move because this gave a 38% pullback, 38.2% pullback, and then went to the negative 618. So that move has completed from here to here, pulled back, and this has completed. So I don't even need to look at that one anymore. So now, say because this did break this internal structure, I'm just going to fib from here to here. So this makes sense to me to pull back to the 78 and then TP the negative 27. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Kim,
Oh,
can you explain that again, please?
okay. From the move down and the move up?
No, the
Move up?
move, the not the one that's completed, the one that's just started.
Okay. So because this broke internal structure, this was the last internal swing right here, daily internal swing, right? So once price breaks structure, then you can start fibbing your move. So from this low to the break of that high, you want price to pull back to your optimal trading entry, which I personally like to see it pull back to the 78. Because the 78 is at this demand zone, this is where I would be looking for price to, like I would set an alert here, especially since we're looking for price to take out these lows. Now, price could take out this low and just fill 50% of this imbalance. Pull back up to here and then sell back down. That is why I just like to wait for price to come to my supply or demand zone and just give me the full move, right? So, and that's why I personally don't trade, um, I don't like trading the fair value gap or the imbalances because I know that if price pulls into this little imbalance here, it could pull back up to this order block here, push back down to this here, and then push back up to here. I would rather wait for price to finish doing what it's going to do, pull back to my zone, and then push up to my TP. I mean, it's just for me, it just takes the having to watch the chart all the time out of the picture for me. So I would definitely set an alert here.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Now, if this had not broken this high right here, I wouldn't have fibbed it.
Okay.
So say if it just came up into this imbalance or something right here, I definitely wouldn't have fibbed it. This still would have been my demand zone. So I just would have been waiting for price to come either up here or down here first. But definitely if it comes here first, and I'm gonna set an alert. Then I would be looking for, of course, so this is a daily demand zone. So if you go down in time frame, you can narrow that down just a little bit. And I would just be looking for the institutional candle, the last down candle before the up move. So for me, this one would be it. There's a gap here. So we know it's coming to fill this gap, right? And I would at least take it to this one here. So this is where I would be looking for price. And I would say if you want to set a limit, you can, but if you want to just wait for the and put this below the low, that's 268 pips. That's a lot of pips. So I would definitely just wait for price to wait for your alert to go off. Wait for price to, if it comes down to the zone and you see your change of character, then get in, set your stop loss, and then take it up to this high, or to this high, sorry. This could be TP1, this could be TP2. That's a lot of pips. 2,000 pips for gold is a lot. 2,087 pips. So yeah, I would definitely set my alert at the 78. Because and this is how it's going to happen right here. It's going to take out these lows. Like we said, there was a higher time frame imbalance. So we already know, we all know this, that once it takes out the low, once it grabs liquidity, again, it's going to fill 50% of this imbalance. It's probably going to just come up here, take this liquidity, right? And then come back down here. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with trading that way. I just, for me, I just like being on the chart a little less. I just want price to come to me where I marked up my zones. And then I'll get on, then I would look at it and make a decision. So yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So basically, it's going to we'll wait till it sweeps both the bottom candle and the top wick.
So this, because this was the, I think, was it on a weekly? Yeah. So this last week's candle, last week's high and low, this is last week's high and low here, right? And then the previous week did not get swept. So, so it's got to sweep one of the two.
So it's possible it to sweep the previous week's low.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to sell down, sweep this low. In here was a little imbalance over here on the daily. When once it sweeps that low, it's probably going to go into that imbalance, come up, sweep this high, and then may come back in to the demand zone to then go up to the supply zone. Because at some point next week, whether it sweeps the high or low first, it's going to create a weekly high and low. So once these get swept, you can remove these lines, right? And then the next week it's going to create, now it could create another little another weekly candle that's a doji candle, and maybe neither of the high or low gets swept. But at some point, it's going to, I'm guessing that next week it's probably going to take out this lows.
Okay.
But then in the following week, you'll have the previous week high and low. And then you can, and then you will expect it to then take out either that low or the high first. So every week, and because I just do the daily, I'm just looking at the daily. So for instance, let me delete this right here. So if I'm just looking at the daily high and low, let me put this back over here. Okay. So that was not Friday, but Thursday, right? That was Thursday, yeah. So, and you see how the daily, this one got swept. So now this may come up and then sweep this high first and then come back down. Let me see, how many pips is that? 247. So I would definitely wait to because that was a sweep. Yeah, see, this is consolidating, so it's really not a great example. But I would definitely, you going? Have a good one. Drive safe. Bye. Yeah, this is not a great example because it's consolidating. Yeah. And as you can see, it's between two order blocks. So this may just bounce, 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 bounce. I wouldn't trade it. I know Adrienne says she's going to sell it. it did give a change of character, like here, and then here, and then it pulled back into, did it pull back into this order block? So if this bought back up, this is probably how it's going to happen. If this bought back up, this is probably going to be the consolidation zone. It's probably going to push back up into this zone and then sell. So yeah, based on the daily, the low got swept. So once the low gets swept, candle did not close below. I'm expecting price to start moving up now that I'm talking myself through this, Adrian. So if you're listening,
I hear you.
So yeah, it swept this low, gave a bullish candle. So it could push up to this high, take out these highs, because this high wasn't taken out. This high was taken out. This high hasn't been taken out yet. This high hasn't been taken out yet. And this high hasn't been taken out. So it could just go out and take out these highs, go to this 4-hour supply zone, and then sell. So if we go to the 4-hour, you got this 4-hour supply zone, and then it could sell. And then you have your 1 push, your 2 pushes, and then your 3rd push.
Mm. Mm.
Yep, that's how I'm seeing it.
Gotcha.
And then you will likely get your peak formation. And depending on how this plays out, so this might push down to here, create a pullback, another, and then once this starts breaking structure, then you'll wait for the pullback and then get in for the buy all the way up. Now, if price comes down here and starts to break
Structure.
this low here,
Mm-hmm.
then you may be in for a deeper sell. But for right now, that's kind of what I see. This is 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. You got the break. You got to pull back with 3 pushes, and then you should get the push up with 3 pushes. That's how I'm seeing it. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Crown.
I'll probably get in it at this demand zone for the buy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anybody looking at anything or in something else? Anything else?
Not in it, but if we can check out UJ and GJ, Kim.
UJ.
Okay. Let's go to the weekly. Go to the monthly. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So this is our, since this did break, since this did break that low, then that makes this your swing high. Okay. So that's our first push. Go to the weekly. So based on the weekly, I have a demand zone here. All right. We got bearish push the week before last, and then a bullish candle last week. So this could pull back. There's now an imbalance, right? So now we have an imbalance. So price could pull back into this imbalance and then continue selling. So if I were trading you, Jay, my alert would be at this demand zone. Daily. There is, I would keep my alert there. There's a daily demand zone here. And then I would just go down in time frame. And you can narrow down the zone, or just, like I said, just set an alert. Once price gets there, then you can watch the chart to look for a change of character. Now, if you're trying to get in for the sell, let's go back to the daily. If you're trying to get in for the sell, based on the daily, it's already tapped into the daily order block. It's been consolidating for a few days. I would say if you get a momentum candle that breaks, closes below here, then you can look for a pullback for a continuation to the I would say to the, because this was the weekly demand zone right here. So I would take it to at least that point. 314 pips. It may even go into the imbalance. Okay, for 383 pips. And then it may give you another pullback before going back to this demand zone and then buying up. But if I can say anything, just to make life easier for everybody, just wait for price to get to a demand zone, supply zone. And then you can start looking on the chart, looking for a change of character. It just makes life so much easier. So much easier. And it may take a day or two or three or four or five before it get down here. But it's just less stressful. Less stressful. All right. And GJ, I think were you on here when we talked about GJ? No? Yeah, no.
No.
Oh, okay. GJ, I was saying that this is probably going to, so because we had this change of character here, we had this 1, we had this 2, so price has already pulled into, and completed and filled this imbalance. This is a demand zone, but it has already been mitigated, but it could still pull back down to that zone. And I was saying that price may push back up to this little trend line, then push down, and then push up for the third. Let me see, what was a 4-hour? It was the wicks and body of this 4-hour order block. So I think it may go here and then push up. Again, that was a 1-hour demand zone. And then I think it'll push up for the third push, then come up to this higher time frame. You see my little trend line I have there. So it probably will, let me go to the higher time frame and I can see. So this, of course, would be like a little internal key level. Because price broke through here and never pulled back to retest that area. So I would expect price to push back up to here and then give us our sell back down to here. And then once we got to this area right here, which was a daily institutional candle, you see right here. Oh yeah, the daily institutional candle. And then I would be looking for the buys up to these highs. So there'll be a little push up. I would wait for, let's go to the 1-hour. And let me delete some of this off. Yeah, I would wait for price to pull back to this zone first. Because right now there's no structure that has been formed to say it's whether it's going to keep buying or not. So I would definitely need something to either break this, close below this low right here, and then break some kind of structure, and then wait for the pullback to buy it up to these highs. And then once it pulls back to this zone, then I would be looking for one more push to the downside before it going up to these highs, which was here. So that's my thoughts on and if we're looking, we have this one push here. We have this second push pulling back to the 78. So I'll be looking for one more push. So that's my thoughts on GJ. Anything else?
I was looking at EU for sale also, Kim.
EU. Let's see. So EU took out the previous week high. And then didn't close above. You say looking for a buy or sell?
A sale.
Sell, okay. So yeah, this did not close. It pulled in, tapped into this imbalance. It did not close above this zone. And then, so now you have this previous week low. Let me delete that. And then this previous week high. And then you also have this previous week low. So until price broke one of these highs or lows, let me go down to the daily. Um, hmm. So this is the last swing high. Price swept that swing high. So price will either need to close above this high if it's going to keep buying or buy up some, or price would need to give some more bearish closure, break below these lows, and then pull back and possibly continue selling.
Okay.
So remember, this is your swing high. This is your swing low. So it's got to break out of one of the two. If it breaks above, closes above your swing high, get in for a pullback for a buy. And I don't want to take it all the way up here because there's a order block here. Or, and if I go to the weekly, so it could come up here and then sell down, or if price gives, it would have to close below this low, right? So even if it pulled back to this zone, if it doesn't close below there, then it may just be selling down to buy. But if it closed below that candle, that wick, then you'll look for a pullback for a continuation.
Okay, because I have an alert at that low as well to see if it's going to
Mhm.
break that. Yeah.
So you probably want to set one above the high as well.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll do that. Thank you.
So that is structure. This is our last swing. So you can use that as your reference of whether it's going to break above to buy or sell down, break, either sell down to give a peak formation, not close below here, and then buy, or close below, pull back, and then continue selling. So one of the two. I want y'all to be patient traders, patient traders.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Anything else? Kai, did you want to show your chart?
Yeah, I think I got it marked right. Let me open it. I was trying to fix it. Let's see. Um, Someone else was sharing.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna buy it up, but
What's that? UJ?
UJ, to buy to get to sell. I'm not too sure about this buy.
Um, It could buy.
I don't think it would go up 2 more times because this would be the first 1, 2, 3.
Oh yes, I mean GJ doing about the same thing. So yeah, that's possible.
I was
Where's the do you have a 1 hour demand zone?
I got my, well, 78 is right here.
Okay. So yeah, it could sell down to that 1 hour demand zone.
Right here.
Which is at your 78.
Yeah, that's the 78.
And then start buying.
Yeah. So I got my alarm set right here for the buy.
Yeah, it's looking like the same. It's looking like GJ.
Trying to stick to it.
Yep.
I'm not looking at nothing else. I'm just gonna stick with one.
Great idea. Great idea. All right. Did y'all decide what day y'all want to do y'all charts next week?
Is any day next week, Kim, or just doing on Sunday?
Whatever day you choose. Whatever date and time you choose.
Okay. I'll take time.
Huh?
Y'all gonna do it separately?
Huh?
We all gonna do it separately, like we're not doing it on the same day.
Nope. It's gonna be separate days.
All right. Well, I can take Tuesday.
But everybody can get a chance to.
Oh, Todd.
Huh?
Todd is teaching on Tuesday. What time y'all want to do it?
You have to pick the time. You have to pick the date and time, whatever works for you.
Well, I can do like 6 o'clock. That way I know I'll be done with everything by then.
But what day?
5 is usually just
Tuesday?
hectic. Tuesday is fine. Any day really.
Okay, so Tuesday at 6 is what you're saying. Okay. So Tuesday at 6. Be ready.
Come with a clean chart to start from
Come
scratch.
with a clean chart.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
All right. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks,
All right.
Kim.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.